Welcome back. It's good to be back with you. We are excited to keep going, rocking and rolling here on Get Hot Paying Clients. My goodness, it is already day 7, and we've got some more days on our journey. So you want to tune into this one, and I'm excited to rock and roll with you.
And today we are talking about traffic. What everybody wants. Now that you have your webinar and now that you have your offer and you know how much you're going to charge, now we're talking about traffic. But we've had a few very interesting things happening during the Super Bowl with people's comments and emails and trying to buy and um, needing to consult the stars. So should we talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about that. So I want to just say a couple things, and we'll address these. First of all, I think I mentioned the other day, I'm not like a lot of other mentors, and this is one of the ways that I am unique and different. When I make an offer and I say the offer goes till that time and I'm never doing it again, that's not a sales ploy or anything like that. It's done. It's over. So those of you who got in, and I know who you are, congratulations, high five. We're excited to be on the journey with you. And then those of you who are still deciding, didn't take quick action, you don't get the same fast action bonus. If you need to consult the stars or you need to speak with somebody that hasn't been on this, hasn't gotten to know me and feel me and get my heart and my training and my knowledge for 6 days, how are they going to know if this is a good program for you? And if you really feel like you need to, go interview a bunch of my clients who've been through it or whatever, you have several days to kind of do what your research. If you go to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Heartrepreneur Terry Levine, there's tons of reviews. I don't know, 140 something reviews. But you know what? More than that, I don't care what other people say about me. You've been with me for 6 days. Ask yourself, has she given me the content? Can she help me? That's how you make a decision. That's emotional intelligence, is not asking other people, the universe, interviewing a stream of people. It's asking yourself. You gotta trust you. Do I feel in alignment? Do I like Terry Levine? Has she providing me value for 6 days, now day 7? And do I want to learn from her? And if the answer is yes, get in the program. If the answer is no, no worries.
Yeah, and something very so, like Terry said, the discount is out. You've had it for 2 days. Congratulations to those who took first action and saved themselves $500. The offer today to help you actually really make a difference in 2018 and not lose everything that you've done here in the last 7 days. Actually, have a program, know the traffic, get a webinar, do all that stuff. The offer today is to meet Terry in person. So, Terry, let's talk about that live event. And definitely, everybody who bought yesterday, you're getting that by default. So, let's talk about that one.
Great. So, first, all my fast action bonus people, it's another bonus you didn't even know about. But for those of you who, for whatever reason, just weren't decisive enough to make that, that's okay. You will still get an additional 6 weeks. So you still will get 12 weeks of my support to make sure you don't fall off during implementation time. I'll teach you, I'll train you, I'll coach you, I'll guide you for 12 full weeks of weekly calls with me, in addition to the private closed Facebook group, in addition to my webinar templates and all my done for you emails and everything else. You will get a ticket to come to my live event in Philadelphia, which is valued at $1,500. You're going to get that. Don't worry, my folks who already are in, you got this too. And you will still be put in the National Facebook Lovers group, which will help drive traffic for you. And I'm going to give you that as a bonus as well. So don't panic if you miss the other pieces and you're going, oh man, I missed the deadline. And I thought she was like those other people that, pretend and keep it going. And by the way, I want to be very transparent. A couple of you notified us like 3 or 4 minutes before this webinar that you were having trouble with the page. And my team and I, they asked me, they said, well, Terry, can we extend it because of that? And I said, no, we cannot. And I'm really serious about that because then I look like a fake expert. I look like, maybe we had trouble with the page. The truth is some of you had trouble with it. And we did our best to help you prior to 5 o'clock. And you had a couple days to do it. So you're in. Congratulations. So that's what you're going to get. An extra 6 weeks you're still getting. a free ticket to come to my event that's normally $1,500, and you'll still be part of the National Facebook Lovers Group.
And this again goes away by tomorrow's hangout. So
Correct.
you have 24 hours to capitalize on that offer. Get yourself $1,500 ticket. Come see Terry in person, take pictures, shake hands, have the fun. And that's only for today. This goes away tomorrow, and the price is the same, $2,500, but you will get the support. So today, traffic. The one thing that everybody's kind of like, but how do I do this? So download your worksheet, and let me share the screen for a second so you guys can see it. And then Terry, whoa, there we go. There we go. So this is our worksheet, and then Terry can walk us through filling it out. Traffic.
Perfect. Let's do that. So I know the big question that we have is, okay, I'm putting together my program. I've got my core unique positioning. I know the number one thing that people want, and I'm putting together my program, and I'm putting together the steps and the model. But hey, how do I, now that I have a webinar, how do I drive traffic to it? So you have three choices. One is Facebook Live. Two is Facebook Groups. And three are Facebook ads. You're going to notice that choice one and choice two mean you don't have to spend a dime. And I like to teach you things that actually have no cost. So Facebook Live and Facebook Groups, and then Facebook ads. Facebook Live, by the way, has been ridiculously successful for me as well as my clients. And I know some of my clients have been on here, and I watch you on your lives, and I know how you're crushing it. How do you do Facebook Lives? How often do you do them? I'm constantly getting questions about that. So you want to do Facebook Live every single day, daily, and daily Monday through Friday. You don't have to do it Saturday and Sunday. Daily, Monday through Friday for 30 days. Consecutive, consistent Monday through Friday. Now, the biggest mistake people make with Facebook Live is they do a couple of things. One, they go on and they do this, and you might have seen this. Hi. Well, I'll just wait. Is anybody here? And if I'm scrolling and I see that, I'm gone. Why would I stay? Or they don't go on long enough, and by the time I get notified to watch them, they're already off. So we've done a lot of research on this, and I have had ridiculous, amazing, remarkable success using Facebook Live. I've done over $1 million just with Facebook Live, teaching, training, educating, not selling, no Facebook ads, with this exact formula. Every Facebook Live should be 30 minutes. 30, not 21, not 49, 30. It's a formula, it's proven, and it works. So then the big question is, well, I've done lives, nobody shows up, nobody attends, nobody's watching. Well, that's because you don't do lives correctly, and lots of people don't. The first thing that you do to get people on your lives, number one, is you email people on your list the day before. You send an email and you say, hey, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern on this blah, blah, blah Facebook page, I am going to be teaching how to create your core unique positioning statement. Tune in. The second thing you do is you put up a Facebook post the day before that says that very same thing. Hey, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern on this page, I'm going to be teaching how to get a core unique positioning statement done. Then you send an email an hour before you go live. It's a reminder email. Hey, don't forget, I'm going live in 1 hour on this page, and I'm going to teach you how to create a core unique positioning statement. And guess what? You do the same thing on Facebook. You create a post that says, 1 hour from now, I'm going live on this page, and I'm going to teach you how to create a core unique positioning statement, or whatever you're teaching. And by the way, those 30 minutes are you teaching something that you know, your knowledge, your expertise, not pitching, not selling, just teaching and sharing. So then the next thing that happens is people go, okay, well, I got people to come to my live, but nobody is engaging with me. Well, you've got to talk to people, and you've got to do it as if it's a webinar. So if I'm talking to you and we're on a live right now, I would say, Hey, welcome. I see Jocelyn joined, and I see James joined, and I see Pete joined, and I see Tammy joined. And then I would talk to people and I would ask questions. James, type in your core unique positioning. What's yours? I'd say, Jocelyn, type in yours. I would say, Robin, type in yours. And then ask questions. What are you struggling with in your core unique positioning? Batista, how can I help you with yours? Pete, what can I do with you with yours? What are you thinking about with yours? And then I would ask for comments. You guys, if you're liking this, react, comment, share. Give me a comment. Let me know, is this information helpful? Say helpful or say yes. I need to interact with you. I want to know you're there. So constantly, to get engagement on live, talk to people, ask questions, and ask for comments. And by the way, that does a couple things. Number one, it gets people to engage with you so they get to know you, like you, and trust you, just like on a webinar. The second thing it does is it says to Facebook, wow, this live is very engaging. And Facebook's algorithm says, better show this to more people because it's good quality content. And so they do. Now, here's my secret sauce. How do you engage people after a live? Well, most people don't. They do a live and then, okay, I did a live, I engaged with a bunch of people. How do I get people to my webinar? They still don't know how to get people to their webinar because you're not pitching it. At the end of 30 minutes of teaching, for example, core unique positioning, I wouldn't say, go to my webinar, and I wouldn't drop a link, go to my webinar, because that's in your face, throwing up on you, selling. It's not reverse marketing, which is what I stand for. So how do you engage people? You write a personal, not a templated, a personal Facebook message. So for example, if I saw that Carla commented and said, thanks for your help with my core unique positioning statement, or I'm still working on it, or I'm still struggling with it, I message Carla right afterwards. And I say, hey, Carla, it was great having you on the live today. I'd love to help you further. Here's a link to my calendar to chat for 10 minutes. And during those 10 minutes, I will openly help Carla further. Not 20 minutes, not 15, not 9, 10. And then I'll write a different message depending on the person. So you don't want to write the same message to each person. So I might say, hey, Shelly, your core unique positioning on the live was pretty good. It's missing 2 elements. Here's my calendar link if you want to spend 10 minutes talking to me. So what happens is you engage people on the live, then they raise their hand and they say, yes, I want more help. I send them a calendar link. We get on the phone, or one of my team members does now, and we have a brief chat. And if I can help them further, then I let them know. And sometimes I can't, and I let them know that as well. Yvette, is that pretty clear to you?
Totally. And I love how you said that. I love how you talked about engagement and you keep saying webinars. This is exactly what we're doing right now. Whereas with Facebook Live, you can't actually come and talk to Terry face to face, but here you can. So this is really, this is you basically having an experience of what your audience should experience from you in Facebook Live, Facebook groups, before, during, and after. So this is great. We guys, refresh the page. We also have a hard stop, so refresh the page. Come on into the Hangout. Remember to mute yourself. If you have any questions about traffic, if you have any questions about what Terry was saying right now, ask her. Come on in and ask her. Just remember, Facebook Live and all those other platforms, they are way more than just clicking the broadcast button on your camera. Like Terry was saying, you have to give value. And you have to be to know where to send them, and you have to have a little bit of a process, a system, excuse me, right, that you're moving people through in order to close them as clients. So Terry, you kind of like briefed over this, but she was giving you a system. You do Facebook Live, you follow up in messages, and then there's a phone call. And tomorrow, I think we're going to talk about closing on the phone call. So you definitely want to be here. So Terry, how long did it take you to figure out this Facebook Live system? I know it keeps changing all the time. Mm-hmm. How do you stay on top of all that stuff?
I'm actually really glad you asked me this. So I have a very weird hobby that not everybody has. And I study algorithms. Algorithms fascinate me. Facebook is my favorite platform. So I study Facebook algorithms and I actually study them daily. And that's just my thing. Again, not everybody is into that or digs that, but I do. So when I first started with Facebook Live, I made all the mistakes everybody else made. I didn't go on long enough. I wasn't sure if there were people there. I was just talking. I was a talking head. And I just kept at it. I kept practicing it. I kept working with it. And in the first month of using Facebook Live, all of a sudden I figured out that if I did it just as if it was a webinar, I would create engagement. And then I figured out how long I had to stay on to get the biggest audience. And then I figured out how to get more and more comments, more and more engagement, and how to get my ideal client family members to raise their hands and let me know that they wanted my help. And then I could reach out to them. So this was a process. And by the way, it was an expensive process. It took me, literally took me several months of nonstop doing Facebook Live and practicing to look for a system.
It's fascinating. As more people are coming in, this takes a load on the bandwidth, and we making Terry freeze. So Terry, you back?
I've been here the whole time, so I didn't know where you left me.
Oh, you just said it took forever to create a system.
Yes, so it took forever to create a system. It took a while to create a process. Happening as people are coming in, I'm getting bumped off. So I'm not sure.
No, we heard you. Yeah, we heard you.
Okay, great. So creating the system, creating the process, and perfecting it. And I didn't release it, teach it, or train it until I had it down, till I knew when you had to send the emails, when you do the Facebook post, how long you stay on, etc.
So, so guys, this is something really beautiful that you can take. So once you learn how to do a really good converting webinar, you take that exact system and you turn that into your Facebook Lives. And then you can take people from there and move them into private engagements and get them on calls. So, so this is awesome. And let's dive into the first guy today is Timothy. You promised that we're going to have your video.
Yeah, where are you?
Sorry.
All right, and congratulations on being part of the program and taking advantage of the special. Good to have you.
Oh, thanks. No, I'm looking forward to it. So, first of all, you don't want to see me today because I'm sick as a dog.
Oh, I hear you. I'm sorry. Were you screaming about the football game or what?
No, I watched the football game from my couch with a cup of tea. So that was, yeah, a little bronchitis. Never killed anybody. So.
Oh, I hope you feel better. What can I help you with today? I'm here for you.
So we've been doing the Facebook Lives, and of course, we didn't really have a lot of success in January with them. So this is very timely because we were just sitting there thinking, like, well, what are we going to do differently? So just a couple questions on that. So 30 minutes is it? Now, when you're doing that, do you kind of repeat the content and keep it fresh? So and review that as you're going through that in the format of the live.
Good question.
Then, yeah, so I'll start with that question.
To what I'm doing here. So I discussed some of the things that I've taught that I haven't gone in deeply. So I've said, we need a core unique positioning and you need to ask the one question. And then I would probably say, now I've done a live on that. So look at my page if you missed that one and watch the replay. Now today I'm going to teach. And so for example, I'm going to teach how to drive traffic to the webinar. And so boom, for the next 30 minutes, I would go and I would teach traffic to the webinar. And I might say, tomorrow I'm going to come back and tomorrow I'm going to teach you what do you really say on those 10-minute calls. So I give them a heads up as to what's coming. And I tell them a little bit about what they missed by just languaging it and telling them where to find it on the page so that hopefully if they have enough interest, they're going to watch a bunch of these and really get a sense for who you are.
No, that's cool. And then do you run them the same time every day?
Yes, and what you want to do, and I do dig into that, is you want to check either in your groups or on your Facebook page your insights. When is the bulk of your audience on? If most of your people are on at 9 p.m. Eastern, you want to be on live at 9 p.m. Eastern. I know from my audience, which is going to be different from everyone's, that the bulk of my audience is on at 3 different times a day. One is 12 p.m. Eastern.
Mhm.
One is 5 p.m. Eastern. Gee, that's interesting. We're doing this at 5 p.m. Eastern, right? And one is 9 p.m. Eastern. So you want to look at your insights and you want to look at your groups and you want to be live when the bulk of your audience would be on with you.
Good, because we did that today. So that's
Awesome. Great. And then I'll teach you some other things like particular tagging that you use and particular memes that you use that will really attract more attention.
And then do you run these like simulcasts to like your main page and then like your personal page and things?
Great question. I do this where I tend to have the most engagement, and I only do it one place. So if you have most engagement in one of your groups, as you can see, we use my Heartrepreneur group. I would use that group because that's the group you want to speak to. If you get a lot of engagement on your business page, I would do it there. A word of warning for everyone, don't do it on your personal page because the Facebook algorithm views that as you not being personal. It's using a personal page for business, and the algorithm does not like that.
Okay, good to know. Okay, that's and so how do you prepare for the 30 minutes? Like
I'm
how
so
do you
glad you asked. I said, someone's going to ask this question because it's a very important question. I don't. And I don't want you to prepare. Know your stuff. If you're teaching in your high ticket course a 5-step, 3-step process, you know your process. If you don't know your process, you shouldn't be teaching it. So if you know your process, you say, well, here's my process. Here's what I'm going to teach in my live program. Just like I'm doing here, these are things I cover in the 6-week program that I'm giving you 12 weeks in. What are the pieces that I'm going to teach in a program? And I'm breaking those pieces down. So today I'm teaching you traffic for your webinar. Tomorrow I'm teaching you what to say on the closing call. I literally just pulled pieces out of my program. I don't have to prepare. I know what to teach because I know my stuff, just like you know your stuff.
All right. So, and do you just last question? So
you're fine. Keep asking.
Do you just sit there and talk, or because like we were using a whiteboard and some stuff, and like is that too sticky, or like yeah.
Good question. So you can use something to do a screen share. There's a couple of different things that let you do that. There's something that a lot of my clients use that I've recommended, which is called BombBomb. I also use something that goes with my Skype and lets me do a screen share, which is Ecamm, C-A-M-M, Ecamm Live. We've also talked here about how you can use XSplit, XSplit Broadcaster, and so that will let you do a screen share. You can do PowerPoint. Just have to be my style, and this is just a thing, is I am a talking head. I tend to use that, and it tends to really work for me. Lots of people use all kinds of props. Let me give you one bonus. When you start a live, this will serve all of you, so you can thank Tim for asking great questions. When you start a live, do something that's engaging, because if you think about it, people are scrolling, and if they just see blah, 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 mouth moving, you know, and they don't even hear sound, it's quite boring. So I start a live, I could wave something, I could show you something, I can use a prop, I can clap my hands, do something, right, that's gonna get engagement. That makes a very big difference. One little trick is to have a whiteboard that is the size of notebook paper. And they sell these all over. And on the whiteboard to write the topic. So I could hold up a whiteboard at the beginning that says, drive traffic to my webinar, drive traffic to my webinar, which would get your attention, and it would be moving in the beginning across the screen.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
What's up?
Feel better.
I'm working on it.
What's interesting, another thing that you guys can do is just watch other people doing Hangout, like live video, like watch Terry's doing live video, watch other people that you, like your competitors or people, other influencers and stuff like that. And I think, you know, it's the same thing as kind of like what we're doing here, the peeping Tom thing. It's a lot of conversation between two people, kind of like, hey, and jokes and internal jokes. You kind of want to feel a part of the tribe. So creating kind of like a little tribe, you know, like you talking to your coworker or something else. People want to connect and be part of that. So there's a lot of people who are doing great things on Facebook Live. There are a lot of people who do horrible things on Facebook Live. You can learn from all of them just by watching. Boy, like, I'll never do that, or you know, I'll never show up. Like, you know, Terry, you know these people who show up and like in a bikini in a whirlpool.
Yeah, I've seen some weird stuff like that. I sure have.
And then they're going like, "Well, buy for me." I'm like, no. So
let me share one thing that comes to me real quick. I have a client who I helped in my program. I helped her create her high ticket program, and she helps parents of disgruntled teenagers. And we created a high ticket consulting program. And in the first month of following my exact formula for the live, she had a small Facebook group and not very much engagement. Following my formula every single day, I think it was week 3, it could be week 4. I'd have to actually look at her case study. People that engaged, she got 6 minute calls, and following my formula, 3 of them enrolled with her for a $5,000 program. So the formula works. You just have to work the formula.
Yeah. And you know what? And this is actually what we said at the beginning of this training. All this information is out there. What you need is what Tim just did with Terry. What about this? What about that? We tried this. This doesn't work. What about that? And then getting, you know, information from someone who's been there, done that, doing it tomorrow, will do it again, can help you with that. So the next person is Batista. I'm surprised you were not the first one today.
Hi, Batista.
Yeah, my computer didn't refresh the page as fast as usual.
You're usually speedy, Batista. How can I help you today? It's good to be
here. Okay, so the question is, I guess, an extension of the question that I had about the webinar, right? Because when I explained to you that my process has to do with specific exercise at a specific amount of weight, a specific amount of reps, you know, that question I had about the webinar. And then you mentioned that I should find a different way without really teaching them how to do the exercise, but maybe do something more educational about free weight, machines, or things like that. Okay, so now you said to kind of take the same approach from the webinar to the Facebook Live. Okay, but so are you then, you see, in my logical mind, I'm thinking that if I do a Facebook Live, then I would want to try to educate women about the importance of strength training. So it would grow the awareness, right? But if I do something that's specific to strength training and free weight or something that I would do in the webinar, then I will only reach the people that are already wanting to do strength training. So
Gotcha.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I got you. Thank you. This is great. I love this. Thank you for asking. So one of the things that I don't want you to do, and I'm speaking to Batista, and through her I'm speaking to all of you, is I don't want you to try and make people aware. So I have no desire to educate people. Hey, you need a high ticket program. Hey, you need to take people who are going, maybe I need a high ticket program. It would take us, and I'm collective us and our family here, a long time to go and find all those people and educate them and say, hey, you need strength training. Let me come show you. They're not a ready, built-in hot prospects. They are people that are going to need a lot of time and energy. Instead, you want to take people who already have an interest, who go, you know, I've been exercising, or exercise isn't working for me, or I've been doing a lot of cardio. I wonder what it would be like to do strength training, or you know, I've been doing strength training at home, but I don't seem to be getting stronger. So you want people who have an awareness, Batista, and those are going to be your buyers. So you want to teach them some things. So if I were you on Facebook Live, I demonstrate some exercises and say, look, I don't want you to guide you, but I want to just demonstrate like how easy some of these exercises are. Or I want to really talk to you a little bit about some specifics of strength training today. Or here's 5 things you shouldn't do, or 3 things you should do, or here's some things that I recommend at home. So that's time, energy, money. We're not here to get people aware. So for example, Apple doesn't spend time trying to convert people into use a phone and use an iPhone. All Apple tries to do is say, I want to take people who are already like Apple products, believe in us, and bring them over to our phones. We don't want to go convert a bunch of people and make them aware. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so literally do the template from the webinar and transfer this to the, so if you do a Facebook Live every day for 30 days, then that's 30 different topics, or can you do something like build on it? Like today I'm going to show you like like different ways of doing a curl or something, and then tomorrow I'm going to show you, you know what I'm saying? Because 30 days, 30 different things.
Sorry, that froze up on me, but I do think I know what you were asking, so I'm going to answer, and if it didn't,
yeah, okay.
Sorry about that. I want you to break up what needs to be taught. It doesn't have to be 30 different topics. So for example, I might talk about, let's say it was me talking about core unique positioning. And let's say it's Monday and I do a Facebook Live on core unique positioning. Maybe on Friday, I want to give some examples. Maybe I just taught the strategy, and maybe I'll read some client examples and then work with people on doing theirs. So it can be the same topic many different ways. I find my experience is sometimes the more repetitive something is, the more you get it. So for example, you know, going through this program, and what are we in, day 7 or whatever, there's something I might have taught another day that like I could really deep dive with that I haven't yet. I can teach that again. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you do 30 days Facebook Live, and at the end of the 30 days, you lead them towards that webinar. But last time you said that you had an evergreen webinar that was running all the time.
Hang on. I have an evergreen webinar. I'm never leading anybody to a webinar. So let me clarify this. This is
okay.
Okay.
So the Facebook group for 30.
Wait, hang on. All I'm doing, sorry, Batista, all I'm doing at the end of every single one of these is messaging the people that engaged with me and inviting them to a 10-minute call. Everybody else, in my comments, in my link, I say, if you want more on this, you can watch my automated webinar on this page. It plays 24/7 at
Terry, maybe what you can do is just lower your bandwidth a little bit, so we can, we might not be able to see you very well, but we can hear you.
I am as low as I can. That's as low as I can go, and so I can't control it, unfortunately.
I know, Mexico, it's beautiful, but without Wi-Fi.
Yeah, they're Wi-Fi here.
So what do you do after 30 days? You do another 30 days?
I'm giving you the Facebook formula for the first 30 days. I've got a process for an entire year, but today I'm giving you the first 30 days.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry about our interruptions today, Batista.
No.
So as you can see, tons of questions about the little details. I love that they're all in one place, accessible to you. Eileen, let's see, you got a new camera and new connection. Eileen? No, she can't hear us. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think I'm on mute. I'm doing great.
What can I help you with today?
On the Facebook Live, when I start, I'm going to start $100 program right now, since that one's already completed. When I do it, should I just kind of, like you said, break it up? Like the first one, just kind of do like the process, just for an example, applying for a DBA, and kind of do a split screen so they can see how to do it.
That would be great. That would be really helpful. Great information to show them how to apply for a DBA, what it looks like, do a shared screen. That would be really, really powerful.
And one main thing though, because some of the lessons in there are, they're fast lessons, they're not really long. So if that one doesn't go up to 30 minutes, just kind of go to the next lesson, or?
No, I would find a way to do that for 30 minutes. I mean, I could stretch that to 30 minutes. Let's talk about what you've got to think about when you start a business. This is some of the things you need to think about, blah, 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 blah. So one of the things is you've got to get a DBA. What is a DBA? Well, DBA means doing business as. So what do we do with a DBA? Who's commenting? Who already has a DBA? Let's see who just came in. Oh, hi, Eileen. Oh, hi, Cheryl. Oh, hi, Tim. Hi, Rob. Hi, Batista. Hey, Kim, whoever it is. What are you guys doing? So in this engagement, it's not me being a talking head for 30 minutes because I'm engaged. I'm reading.
Got it. Thanks.
All right. You're welcome. Glad you were able to be with us live today.
I'm glad it's working better.
Good. Bye for now.
So there's a comment on the page, and Rob is asking, with Facebook Live, can you show two people in a conversation on separate computers, or is there only one video feed allowed?
So there's ways that you can do Facebook Live that way. If you happen to have a blue verified check mark as a verified celebrity, you can use something that I use called Moments, and it lets you bring more people into the conversation. You can also use something like Be Live, which lets you bring more people into the conversation. You can use Ecamm Live, that lets you have more people in the conversation. And then there's some other things that do that. So I don't necessarily care that if you have more than yourself in the conversation. In fact, I prefer that you don't. My experience, again, doing this in many different ways, is you're the credible expert, you're the one, and it seems to work extremely well with you being the person and noting the comments and speaking to the comments. By the way, Facebook is releasing, not sure it was supposed to be one, Facebook is going to be releasing the ability to bring people into your conversation on video, just like we are here. It's just not done yet or not released yet.
And the other question is, Leslie is asking, Terry, I imagine you did your Facebook Live from your business page. It's newly only 75 followers, or in a group that you're active in and that has thousands of followers, with a group admin permission, of course. What frequency would you recommend doing them?
Okay, so the first thing I want to say is never, ever, ever, thank you, Liz, and congratulations. You're in the program as well, I know. Congratulations. Never, ever, ever go live in somebody else's group. Ever, ever, ever. Never ask an admin to go live in their group, and never go live in someone's group. Only go live in a group that you are the admin of. And because business pages are now shown to less and less and less people, and that's the rule because Facebook is a pay-to-play game, I recommend you build a group, and I teach you how to do that, and you go live in the group. Where you, in a group, here's the advantage, by the way, in a group, everyone gets notified when you go live. On your business page, they're not getting notified. So I want you to go live in your group that you're the admin of, and I'll just say that you go live every single day, Monday through Friday, for 30 days. Monday through Friday, 30 minutes a day for 30 days.
Awesome. So let's talk to Catherine, and then there are more questions in the comments. They're coming in. Catherine, how are you?
I'm great. For some reason, they're not letting me, my camera's not showing up, so sorry about that. I am guilty of doing Facebook. I don't know how to use my camera in my phone, apparently, but my Facebook Live goes directly to my personal page, so I don't know how to, what I think I need to do is create a new group, Terry, from what you're saying.
So a couple things. Log in to Facebook as your personal page and then choose go live there. But a big recommendation is that you create a group.
I will.
target audience and then start going live there regularly. Catherine, you got
I think it's great. And also I saw, because I just did one the other day, I saw that they video opportunity to let people in. But so I was punching it and going, come on in, come talk to me. And they wouldn't.
Yeah, it doesn't happen frequently. So unless I'm using software like BeLive where I'm interviewing someone, I don't just bring people in. And by the way, sometimes, you don't have a moderator because it's just you and is lovely and moderating here, but you're trying to watch their comments and get somebody in. And, I've had people in there not to monitor if you're bringing people in live, and they typically don't come in. So right now I wouldn't be focusing on that, Catherine.
Okay. And the other thing I have is well over 300 views when I do a Facebook Live. So I've got lots of people viewing, which is really wonderful. Is there some way of getting back to them, or
yes,
or is it just
if you can engage them? So I don't want you just because they viewed it to contact them, because that's really kind of spammy. I want you to really focus on engagement, talking to them, getting them to comment, and then sending them these private messages. By the way, for those of you who already signed up for the program, when you go into the closed private Facebook group for the program, you will see all my templates and exactly what you send people in Messenger and what your emails say when you're going live and all of that. So I forgot about that. That's included as well.
That's great. And one little question is actually pretty big. Well, most of my B2B clients, would come from through LinkedIn more than Facebook.
Okay.
So I have a pretty hefty LinkedIn. Is there some way to do something, do video with them, or do something? Because I haven't figured anything out that's clever other than, hey, nice to see you.
I will say I have I do have a proprietary system that I teach exactly what to do and say on LinkedIn. And someone in my company does that every single day. And it literally filled an event with 100 people in a couple of days of using this system. It's not what I'm teaching here, but I also do have that. The reason I teach Facebook for this program is with all of my clients, even B2B, we have actually found them on Facebook, engaged them on Facebook, use this process and formula, and it really works. We use LinkedIn messaging to drive people to live events that I'm doing, and we use that for B2B as well for live events. But Facebook is magic when it comes to webinars.
Fantastic. Oh, thank you so much, Terry. And I'm shaking my head and giving you kisses.
I feel it's good to have you today.
Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye.
So another question from Cheryl. She says, we as a couple are the experts. So do we do everything as a couple? Do we do our live as a couple?
What a wonderful question. So let me address that a little bit. In one of the businesses that I own, Business Consultant Institute, I have a business partner, Pete Winarski, and we do our Facebook Lives together, because when people purchase that program with us, they're purchasing two of us. So I would highly recommend that if you're a team, you are on live together. It's very powerful. Yes, Cheryl.
So there are more comments about the live event. So can you tell more about what's going to happen in the live event? When is it going to happen? What is it going to be about?
Great. So I don't have the exact date because we're still working with the location, and we'll get this nailed down in the next week or two. It's going to be an event in May. And it's a one full day event. You'll get an entire day with me and a couple of other people from my Heartrepreneur team. And we're actually going to teach you what it means to do business as a Heartrepreneur. We find that most people talk heart-based businesses and don't live them and don't do them. We're going to teach you how to do everything in your business, systems, processes, from this heart-based way of doing business, which is an entirely different way. And I can tell you that no one is teaching this and no one is doing this. This is our own proprietary system and formula that we are actually going to share with you, and it will be in the Philadelphia area in May.
And you guys can get your ticket for free instead of paying $1,500 for it today with your program. So, and all the templates and all the stuff that you need to do for Facebook Live and your webinars and your emails and your follow-ups, you have an entire system and double the time. So rather than finishing it 6 weeks, you can finish in 3. And if you need more support, you have 9 more weeks to do that. So, Amy is saying Facebook terms and conditions stipulate that it is a violation to promote businesses on your personal page.
Well, it's not 100% how it works in the algorithm. So it does say you cannot promote your business. Your business would be, I can't keep dropping a link into, this is my business, go buy from me. I can and I'm going to give you a rough about 10 posts, I can do something on my personal page.
So Terry, you froze a little bit, and she's still frozen. There we go. So say that again. You said you can do something in the video and something in the post.
Okay, you can do about every 10 days. You can do something that has a link. Okay, one link about every 10 days, not more than that. Or Facebook will say it's a business page and will remove your personal page.
Perfect. See, so these are the little details that you need someone to tell you about, right? Because you can't Google it. Robin is saying a couple of our friends ended up in Facebook jail because of engagement is supporting friends in posts and Facebook lives and videos. Why would that be? So I'll read it again. I have a couple of friends who ended up in Facebook jail, apparently because of engagement in supporting friends in posts and Facebook lives and videos. Why would that be?
So it depends what you term engagement. Facebook doesn't put you in jail for engaging. Facebook is meant for engagement, and the algorithm likes engagement. If you join my friends, go to my friends group over and over and over again, or in comments over and over again, Facebook will not like that. So you want to really look at what is engagement. If engagement is true, organic, and you're engaging, you will not end up in Facebook jail. And sometimes people think they're in Facebook jail for one thing, and I go and I research it and they're in for something else, because it's a little complicated to know why you're in Facebook jail, quite frankly.
Yeah, and there's no one in Facebook to help you, but you can have Terry. So, hey, Robin.
Hi, Robin. Good to be with you.
Hi. Sorry, that was kind of my question. Actually, they did contact Facebook, and they were told that it was because of how they were engaging. They were, I think, going from. They did think that they were kind of a business site. The person in charge of a business site was kind of engaging with, hashtag. Whatever the name of the group was and that kind of thing, often, like several times in a few minutes. So ended up in Facebook jail like twice in a week. So
you just repeat that. I was in and out. Can you repeat that one more time?
So the person that I was referring to at the Facebook jail, a couple of people there, they belong to a group, and they're teaching Facebook Lives. And so that's kind of where I started joining with them. So this kind of meshed really nice. But they keep going on everyone else's live posts, like they're just practice kind of thing, right? And then they would like hashtag Women's Connection, hashtag this, hashtag that, and that kind of thing. So so they couldn't figure out exactly why, but then they said even when they didn't do that, they liked the page often enough, they were getting booted as well. So I'm not too sure. It's not something it's ever happened to me.
To that. Liking the page won't get you booted, so that's really good. You can like hashtagging and repeating a hashtag over and over and over again instantly is read as spam. Or if you said www.xyz.com, and you did it in a lot of different places, that's going to get you in jail. And Facebook, since we're speaking about this, Robin, Facebook's jail policy is getting even tighter. Where now I had clients that used to be put in jail for 3 days that now are being put in for 3 months, and then because they didn't listen to what I taught them, and sometimes just losing their entire Facebook account and never being able to get it back. So
that's crazy.
You want to know the exact rules. I'm like a junkie on Facebook algorithms. I can't stop with Facebook algorithms and changes because it is very, very serious business, and Facebook can make you literally, it's made me over $1 million. So you want to learn it, you want to follow it, you want to do it, and acknowledgement to you. I'm excited to help you and work with you.
That's excellent. So I lost track of time even after I was the one who I was one of the ones who said like, oops, we've got 2 notifications. What time do we show up? And I forgot about the time. So I missed some of this. I'm going to have to go back and watch. But I did have a question. Now I can't remember what it is. Okay. Oh yes. So it's better to then have, or should you have both a group and a page? Because my current page, I don't have a group, but my current page refers to one aspect of my business, and the 2 things that I'm hoping to use this for, it doesn't apply to anything. So I'm going to need new ones.
Okay. So if I was starting like all over again, I wouldn't even bother with a Facebook business page because it's shown to so few people.
Okay. Yeah.
I would. Yeah, so I would focus all my time and all my energy, and I do, on my various groups. So one of the niches that we work with in my business is we work with, so I've got for dentists. I also have a program for realtors, just realtors, chiropractors, just chiropractors, heartrepreneurs, just heartrepreneurs, solopreneurs and entrepreneurs. And that way you have all your different niches that you can speak to and that you can grow. And when you go live in those groups,
she's coming. I know she's coming. She's going to come back. I think what we do is, Terry, just drop off your video completely and let's just have audio so we can hear what you're saying. She's still a little frozen. So let me, until Terry comes back to us, and because this is the end, tomorrow we're going to talk about closing. So no, we didn't hear you. You were, you froze. So if you remove your video completely and let's just get audio.
All right.
Let's try that.
Hang on just a moment. Let's try that. Okay, so I apologize, Robin. What I was saying is I would not have a Facebook business page at all. They're shown to less and less and less people. They're not very valuable anymore. And Facebook doesn't notify people when you're live. I would have specific niched ones. So like I've got a chiropractor one and a dentist one and a heartrepreneur one and a solopreneur one. And if I'm going to go live on dental practice management, I go live in the dental group. Everybody knows I'm there. And I'm speaking just to them and they're all notified. That would be my really strong recommendation.
So that's groups then.
Okay. Groups, make them niched, make them specific, and then work on growing those groups. And I'll be showing you how.
Perfect. Thanks.
You're welcome. Sorry about my quality of internet here today.
That's okay. It happens.
So we have apparently many people here have been in Facebook jail. Rachel has been in Facebook jail. Robin just shared something. We've heard other people. So the question is sharing links, sharing interesting links and articles in Facebook. Batista is asking, does that count as promoting your business? Because she writes a lot of articles, and will that get her into Facebook jail?
It sure will. Facebook does not want URLs that go to anything, because if you're putting in a URL and driving people to a URL, they want you to take an ad. So they're very clear. If you actually look at my Facebook business page, which is facebook.com/heartrepreneur Terry Levine, you will see and just do a search, you will see a very, very long post that I did on the algorithm. And the algorithm is very, very clear that you cannot be dropping. If you want to drop URLs in, Facebook wants you to take an ad.
And, you know, to me, Terry, this just means that Facebook is not very much a social platform, more as a marketing platform. So.
Well, let me speak to that. That's important. Yeah. Facebook wants to be a social platform and wants you to have social content and social engagement. That's why I'm teaching you with your webinar, do Facebook Live and Facebook groups. Facebook ads is always my last choice, and I personally rarely ever use them. Why? Because if you do Facebook Live following my system, if you're engaging people, if you're then having conversations with them, you're doing exactly what Facebook wants, social engagement. Versus marketing at people. If you want to market at people, you take out a bunch of ads.
Yep. Which they prefer both, right?
Well, of course, they like to make money from your ads, but they want to make sure for you to be using the Facebook correctly, that in the algorithm, you are speaking with people and engaging with people. So every time you post, I really want you to ask yourself this question. Is this a natural conversation, or am I pushing people somewhere? If you're pushing people somewhere, you're doing it wrong.
Yep. So last thing, and then we're going to sum up today and get ready for tomorrow. Judy Herman, I think you're new. Welcome. Welcome for joining us. She says, what if she's going back to the first day when we started with the survey, and there are a few other questions that are coming up with the core unique positioning statements. So guys, this is, you know, we only have an hour and we want to engage with all of you and give you answers like Terry did today with Team and Batista and everyone. So that doesn't leave a lot of time. So you can get the same personal attention for 12 weeks if you join the program. And you can get to meet Terry in person for $15, you know, and save yourself $1,500. So going back to the first day, Judy is asking, what if my survey is something completely different than what I thought it's going to be? I'm assuming she's talking about the responses.
The responses, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Then you know what to create versus what you were going to create that nobody was going to buy. So you just saved yourself a lot of time, money, and energy, and are going to make a lot more money. Because if I said, oh, I'm going to put out a program teaching people how to use Skype to engage people, and I asked people if I could teach you one thing and only one thing, what do you want to know? And they said Facebook. Like, wow, I saved myself time, energy, and money of putting out a program nobody wanted to buy. So that's great.
And I love this, Terry. You know, I just applied it for my own thing. I put the survey after an opt-in page and started asking people, you know, exactly the same question. And the comments are completely different than what I would have thought. So I love this. It's really great because you think, you know, when you're an expert in your own field, you think that everybody got the basics already covered. And you forget, you know, how much you know already. So you might start here where people are really here and you don't even know that. The survey really, really helps you bridge that gap. So definitely, if you haven't watched all the training, go ahead, watch the training. If you're watching the training and the replay right now, don't miss out this opportunity because it goes away tomorrow. So do it today and then catch up if you need to.
Yeah,
so, yeah, go ahead.
Really cool. Sorry. So today we are inviting you to get into the program, not just with 6 weeks of support. I'm going to give you the extra bonus, full 12 weeks of support to help you implement. So you're going to get the whole system. You're going to get me coaching you for 12 weeks. You're going to get the free ticket to meet me in person, which is a $1,500 ticket where I train you all day. You'll be part of the National Facebook Lovers Group where we help drive traffic. But tomorrow, as soon as it is 5 p.m. Eastern, that's off the table. I want to help people who are fast action, decisive people. If you're sitting there consulting the stars, you've got to ask a ton of people if you should do this. You've got to do a bunch of research. It's exactly what your clients are going to do, and you will not succeed in growing a $1 million business. So if you're a fast action person, I welcome the opportunity to nurture you, embrace you, take you under my wing and help you. And if you're the kind of person who has to sit there and consult the moon, stars, and everything, your clients will do the same, and you're going to struggle.
Yeah. And so with that, guys, you know where to go to next. Tomorrow, same place, same time. Tuesday, we will talk about closing on the phone. So the process is really, you're doing a survey, you create your core unique positioning message, you create a webinar based on the results that you got in the survey. Today we talked about traffic, and tomorrow we're going to talk about, okay, so now that you have the traffic and you have the webinar, what do you do? We'll do that tomorrow. So anything else? Hopefully Terry's internet is going to be a little bit better tomorrow and we can actually see her. Anything else, Terry, before we finish?
I think that's it for now. It's all good. And I look forward to being with you here tomorrow. Make sure you come back tomorrow. And those of you who are ready, jump in with me, and you'll start the program on Monday with me for the next 12 weeks. I'll see you there.
Yay.
All right.